Gently close your eyes. Do deep breathing. We'll chant Om once together. Synchronize the chanting of Om with your exhalation. Breathe in. Sahana vavatu, sahanau bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahai, tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Gently open your eyes. We'll chant from verses 66 to 70 of chapter 2. Nasti buddhirayuktasya,
Nasti buddhirayuktasya,
nachayuktasya bhavana,
nachayuktasya bhavana,
nacha bhavayata shantihi,
nacha bhavayata shantihi,
ashantasya kutah sukham,
ashantasya kutah sukham,
indriyanam hi charatam,
indriyanam hi charatam,
yanmano vidhiyate,
yanmano vidhiyate,
tadasya harati prajñam,
tadasya harati prajñam,
vayurnavamivambhasi,
vayurnavamivambhasi,
tasmadhyasya mahabaho,
tasmadhyasya mahabaho,
nigrihitani sarvashah,
nigrihitani sarvashah,
indriyanindriyarthebhyah,
indriyanindriyarthebhyah,
tasya prajña pratisthita,
tasya prajña pratisthita,
ya nisha sarvabhutanam,
ya nisha sarvabhutanam,
tasyam jagarti sanyami,
tasyam jagarti sanyami,
yasyam jagrati bhutani,
yasyam jagrati bhutani,
sa nisha pashyato muneः,
sa nisha pashyato muneः,
आपूर्यमाणमचल pratishtham,
आपूर्यमाणमचल
samudramapah pravishanti yadvat,
समुद्रमापः प्रविशन्ति यद्वत्
तद्वत् कामायं प्रविशन्ति सर्वे
तद्वत् कामायं प्रविशन्ति सर्वे
स शान्तिमाप्नोति न कामकामी
स शान्तिमाप्नोति न कामकामी.
Hari Om, and a very good day to all of you. So we have been seeing this wonderful quality of Bhavana. Now, when I use the word quality, there are two ways of understanding that. See, one way of understanding quality is in terms of acquiring something from outside. Now, a particular cloth is inherently white in color, let us say. Then you soak it in a red color. It acquires the red color. This is one meaning of quality. This is called acquired quality. The other one is inherent quality, which is what we call as nature, that which is already there. Now, what is very interesting is, when we talk of Bhavana, it is not an acquired quality. It is not something which you need to acquire from outside. You already have it. See, all these dimensions which I have been giving, all these dimensions are already present in you. It is just that they are all lying dormant within you. Actually, this is the basis of the ancient wisdom. Even when it is said, Tat Tvam Asi, that you are, that infinite you are, they are not talking of something which you are not today and which you need to become. Carefully see that Mahavakya, that great aphorism. That infinite you are. They are putting it right in the present. And they are saying you are already the infinite. Which means you have to awaken that is lying dormant. So every aspect of this wisdom is already there within you. It's like you have the latest supercomputer with you, but you have not yet switched it on. You have not yet installed the wires and all that, and you have not connected it in the proper way and started using it. So the moment we talk of inherent quality, it means a part of your nature. See, let us take this example of Bhavana. How am I saying it is not an acquired quality? It is something which you already have. That's why last week I had given you the example of a baby. Now, when I gave that example of a baby, what comes to your mind? Some other baby whom you would have seen. But now my request is instead of looking at some other baby, if you can imagine yourself when you were a baby or a child at least, baby may be too far for you to remember, but just the visualization. How were you when you were born? At least through inference we can definitely conclude and start feeling that. So you had this bhavana, the right bhavana, when you were born. You had that spark. You were very observant. You know, all the babies, when left to themselves without the unnecessary interference of others. When I say interference of others, most of the time what happens is they project their negative energy on the child, on the baby. So without all this influence, if you just take a baby per se, he or she will be meditative. You notice. You just leave the baby amidst nature. Why even nature? Just leave it on, that is on the side of the window, from where the baby can turn around and see one or two leaves shaking. The baby will go on staring at that leaf for half an hour, 45 minutes also. Very interesting. So you were also born with all this. When you were a child, you were able to observe very well. You were able to remember. The natural emotion, the feeling, the devotion, the faith, all these things were there. Whenever I give the example of a child or a baby, now you tend to look at some other child. Instead, understand that you yourself were a child at one point of time. So a child has implicit faith, devotion, feeling. All these things are inherently there. And which means all these things were there when you were young. And as you started growing up, due to the various influences, these things have taken a backseat. That's all. So now, with this ancient wisdom, we are rekindling those seeds. We are retriggering, regrowing those seeds which are already present within you. Why this is so important to understand this point which I just now told you is because when you have to acquire something from outside, there is always a possibility of acquiring or not acquiring, or possibility of getting it or not getting it. I want to buy a car. I may get it, I may not get it. But the moment we talk of something which is already there, you just have to trigger it. The possibility of that not happening when you put in the right kinds of efforts does not exist, because it is already there. You just have to open the door. The treasure, the infinite treasure is there within this inner room of your personality. You just have to open the door. If you have to bring some treasure from outside, then you may get it, you may not get it. So as a sadhak, in this yogic approach, what they are suggesting is that as a sadhak, you need to approach this wisdom with this attitude, with this understanding that all this is already there within you, and through these means, through the yogic approach, with the help of the master, we are trying to awaken all these things. So every one of you who is listening to this, you will be able to practice this. It is only a question of time. A couple of discourses back, I had said that a master has so much of faith in the student. Why is it that he has so much of faith in the student? Even at the relative level. The absolute level, everyone is the infinite. So he is connected with the infinite. From the relative level also, he knows that the entire wisdom is already there within the student. So one day you have to discover it. It is your birthright. And when I say birthright, I am not talking of the physical birth, this particular birth. I am talking of having been born as a soul, from the soul's point of view, from the consciousness point of view. It is your birthright. So you don't need to acquire anything from outside. That's why I keep saying, put your blinkers on, be connected to the master, be connected to the wisdom, and just start practicing everything. Never think these things are not possible. These things are not possible only for a person who has to acquire it from outside. See, right now, if you are listening to this with this understanding that you don't know anything, and here is Yogishri who is giving you all the wisdom, and you need to acquire it from him. That is one kind of approach, but it's a very limited approach. You may be able to get it, you may not be able to get it. There is no guarantee. But the same thing, if you're watching right now, yes, I have this entire wisdom within me, but the wisdom is in a dormant stage. And here is Yogishri, who is giving so many triggers, who is invoking the energy to awaken the Shakti or the higher energy from within, to awaken the wisdom from within. The moment you approach it like that, there is no possibility of you failing. That is why in one of the chapters, later chapters, Lord Krishna says, my devotee will definitely be protected. He or she will get the results. He gives a guarantee. It is whatever sins you may have committed, it does not matter. But the moment you take a firm resolve and start putting in efforts, he says, you will get success. How is it that he is able to give that guarantee? Because he knows that you don't need to acquire anything from outside. When Krishna is talking to Arjuna, he had full faith in Arjuna, that Arjuna had the capability to receive this and awaken everything from within. Krishna's faith in Arjuna is very symbolic. When he has faith in Arjuna, it means he has faith in the entire humanity. Krishna is not merely a person. Krishna represents the infinite. So, what is Vyasa trying to convey? That everyone who is finite has this infinite potential within himself or within herself. So when you are attending every Sunday, and when you're trying to recapitulate the points, and when you're trying to practice them, don't think that, oh, I'm not able to do it. If you're not able to do it today, you will be able to do it tomorrow. It's only a question of time, provided you are putting in the right kind of effort. Once we know that there is water in a particular spot, the ground, you just go on digging. You may get water at 50 feet, you may get water at 100 feet. If you don't get water at 100 feet, you will get water at 150 feet. At some point, you're going to get water. It all depends on how much the covering is on top, which you need to remove. So, never ever slacken your efforts based on the immediate results. When you're trying to practice these things, you may not find a change overnight. In certain areas, you may find an immediate change, which means you're getting water at 10 feet itself. The covering is very less, the covering of ignorance. In certain areas, you may have to put in a little more effort in order to bring out the wisdom. But in certain areas, you may have to dig deep, because the blocks which you have created in those areas may be quite deep. So just based on the immediate results, don't stop your sadhana. Don't stop putting in efforts. Today there is a tendency to look for quick results in everything. So when it comes to personality development, when it comes to spiritual development, don't fix a particular time and start developing expectations. Within 1 month now, I have to now build a bhavana. It may be one day in certain areas. It may take few years in certain areas. So it is not where you are that matters. It is where are you heading? What kind of efforts are you putting right now? That is what matters. See, if you're driving a car, and if you want to go from place A to place B, let us say you have driven the car in the wrong direction. That is okay, as long as you are able to locate that, and then you can change and you can join the main course and again reach B. But the problem is, even if you are heading in the right direction, if you stop your efforts, you will never be able to reach your destination. Even if you are moving in the wrong direction, as long as you are putting in the efforts, if your intention is to reach B, at some point of time you will reach B. It may take a longer time. If you are not reaching after a while, you will take guidance. Somehow or other you will reach your destination. So what takes you to your destination is not where you are today. It is what efforts are you putting. Are you putting in efforts or not? If you put in all the efforts in the wrong direction, no doubt you are moving away from the destination. But if your intention is to go to that place B, even if you reach C, D, wherever it is that you reach, you will go on taking guidance and somehow catch up with the correct route and reach your destination. This is such a beautiful thought, such a beautiful idea. You grapple it, absorb it fully. Because so many people keep asking me questions. Sir, the goal seems to be far away. That is only your imagination, first of all. How do you know whether it is far away or near you? That is just a belief you have gotten into. That I am nothing, the goal is very far away. There is nothing like far or near. It does not matter also whether it is far or near. As long as you are moving with the intention of reaching that destination, at some point you will reach it. It may be tomorrow, it may be day after tomorrow. Time may vary. It is your intention to reach the destination which is the most important thing. Of course, the direction, all that is also very important. When you take the right guidance, choose the right direction, you will not waste time. You will make a beeline towards the destination. But what I am saying is, even if you take the wrong direction by chance, if your intention is to reach the destination, you will reach the destination. It may be a longer route, it may take more time, but you will still reach it. So the question is, what is your intention today? That is the bhavana. That's why the great yogi said, Yatha bhavaha tatha asi. Whatever your bhavana is, that is what you are. That determines where you will reach. You know, there was a boy who said, I want to become a doctor. Now, he didn't get a seat in any medical college on merit, I'm saying. Something happened, he got too tense during the exams, but otherwise he was very brilliant in science, especially biology. So he had come to me for advice. This happened several years back. He said, sir, my dream is to become a doctor. He put it in the past tense. He said, my dream was to become a doctor, but I have not got a seat. What should I do? I said, even now, you can have that goal of becoming a doctor. It may be a little delayed. You took the wrong direction. You didn't see, you equipped yourself with the technical knowledge, but you didn't equip yourself with this wisdom of how to keep your mind cool when you're writing your exams. That's all. So now that you've started attending the Sunday discourses, do the Yoga Sankirtan sadhana, develop your personality so that you become a cool person. You become a calm person. Even when you're facing the challenge of the exams, your mind will be very clear. So why are you putting it in the past tense and say that I wanted to become a doctor? No. Say that I still want to become a doctor. If that is what you really want. So he said yes. And the amazing thing is, the very next year, he took up some BSc in zoology or something, biology or some subject he took, and he kept preparing for the entrance exam. And the very next year, he was one of the toppers. He applied this ancient wisdom along with whatever efforts he had to put in. Top 50 ranks or something he was able to get into. And he got the seat, the medical seat, in the college of his choice. Today, he is very passionately pursuing that. So even though it was a little delayed for him, he was still able to reach his destination. Why? Because his intention was to get that. It is all your bhavana that matters. So in spirituality, if you set your intentions, I want to unfold the infinite from within me. I want to be a sthita prajna. I want to get enlightenment. Whatever words you use, see, no word can exactly fit into this highest goal, to describe the highest goal. So any word you use, there will be some problem there, because all these words are stemming from the finite. See, if we use the word enlightenment, it does give you one aspect of that state, but not the full aspect. Whether you use self-realization, God realization, enlightenment, whatever word you want to use, fix that intention. Once you fix that intention, and if you're putting in the efforts properly, you will reach that goal one day. No force can stop you from reaching the goal. Someone asked me, "Sir, what if a person is very sincere, he wants to reach the infinite, and he goes and surrenders to a guru, but the guru is not a proper person, let us say he's got ulterior motives, and he does not guide him properly, then what will happen to him?" When we talk about the quality of devotion, sometimes that question does come. When this person asked me this question, he was actually referring to one of his friends, because his friend had gone and surrendered to a guru who was actually not a true guru. He was just guiding him in the wrong way. Now, what will happen to that person? The answer is, if that person's bhavana is pure, the very quality of bhavana, that intention, that devotion, will uplift the student and he will reach the infinite. Whether the guru guides him in the wrong way or not will not matter. See, remember, ultimately it is the infinite which is guiding you, not any person. Even if you go and make a mistake in facts, and let us say, we'll take that example of that person's friend. He had gone and surrendered to a wrong person. But even though the guru is wrong, this person, if his bhavana is pure, that quality bhavana will uplift him. That is the power of bhavana. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, when Dhruva, small boy, you must have read that story, he wanted to meet Lord Narayana and ask him for a boon. It's a very, very powerful incident which they have given, Sometimes we say story, but story is also not the right word. It's a very powerful principle they are giving, actually. So Dhruva, he wanted to meet Lord Narayana. Now, the reason was that his father was a king, and the king had two wives. One was Dhruva's mother and the other one was the other wife. And Dhruva went and sat on the father's lap on the throne. But the second wife, who was more, to whom the father was more attached to, she just pushed him away, saying that you should have been born to me, only then you will get the right to sit on your father's lap. So Dhruva was so disturbed, he went to his mother and said, "What is this?" And the mother said, "Only Lord Narayana can help you." So he took it very, very seriously, sincerely. See, that is the bhavana, you know. As a young boy, whatever his mother told him, he took it inside and he said, okay, then I will go and meet Lord Narayana. So he went out in search of Lord Narayana. Where is he going to go in search? Who is Lord Narayana? How can he meet him? All these things didn't bother him. His intention was, I want to meet Lord Narayana. So he started walking. And the story is that he met the great sage Narada and he asked him, I want to meet Narayana, what should I do? To which Narada told him, if you keep moving around, you can never meet Lord Narayana. You'll have to sit in a place and do tapas, do sadhana. It is only through sadhana you can experience the infinite. So he initiated him. And Dhruva started doing the sadhana, the tapas. And if you read Dhruva's life history, it's amazing. He went on doing sadhana consistently, persistently. Nothing could stop him. And the more he did sadhana, he got so many powers and so many benefits. But his goal was to meet Lord Narayana, was to get that experience. So he didn't allow any of these small powers which he acquired to stop him from putting in efforts. See, what happens is you come to this ancient wisdom, you start attending the Sunday discourse, you start doing the Yoga Sankirtan sadhana, little bit of benefits you will get. Your financial problem may get solved, you may get a job, you may get married, something like this, or you may get a child. You may, for many years, you didn't get a child. Now after doing the sadhana with the higher grace, you may, once the karmic blocks are removed, your desires will get fructified. That's possible. And the moment that desire gets fructified, after that, you stop doing your sadhana. You lose your connection with your guru. That is a very, very big danger. No guru will come and interfere with your path. You will only have to choose. So Dhruva was such a wonderful sadhak that he never ever lost his focus on that goal which he had set for himself. So many temptations, so many things he had to face. He said, nothing doing. I will not stop the sadhana till I achieve my goal. That was his intention. Now, the end of it is very interesting. Lord Narayana appeared and offered him a boon, and the rest of the things are there. Now, the most interesting thing is, in one of the portions in the Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a conversation between goddess Lakshmi and Lord Narayana. Lakshmi is his wife. And she asks him, who is most dear to you? And he says, my devotee. Devotee means not one who merely does some puja and then does whatever he wants to do. Not that kind of devotion. One who is a sadhak, being devoted to this pursuit, of experiencing the infinite. He says, that person is the most dear to me. To which goddess Lakshmi just smiles, and with a twinkle she asks him, oh, you mean to say even I am not so dear to you? The sadhak becomes more dear to you than even Me? Just she was mocking him, And he said yes. It's a very beautiful conversation. He says, once a person does sadhana, now I am left choiceless. I will have to appear before him. So Lord Narayana represents the infinite. If you want to get that experience of the infinite, I told you, there is no difference between Narayana, Shiva. These are all just different names. See, all these Puranic stories and incidents which they have given, they are all actually giving the same principles in different ways. You need to understand the principle. So through your own efforts, deserve the highest. Some thinker said, you get what you deserve, not what you desire. Doesn't mean you should not desire. Not what you merely desire. That is the meaning there. See, without a desire, that ichcha, you will not be able to get something. But just because you desire something, you will not get it. You need to deserve it. And what is the deserving as far as the spiritual growth is concerned? It is sadhana. And it is not only with respect to spiritual growth, with respect to any field. You see, you have a desire, but you will not be deserving it. I want a partner, a wonderful partner in life. Do you really deserve that wonderful partner? You have to ask yourself, are you having the right bhavana? Are you really wanting the right partner for you and calling out for her or him from the bottom of your heart? If so, you will get your partner. But you will have so many blocks, There will be a fear. What will happen financially? Will I be able to manage? Or that unadjustable nature will be there within you. So many subconscious fears will be there, which may be creating blocks. Then your bhavana is not single point. In the Upanishads, when the question was asked, who can get that experience of God? How to get the experience of God? It is said, one who verily seeks God shall get God. They are not talking of anything else. All the other sadhanas are secondary. They come next only. But the first thing is, with a pure intention, is as if you seek that infinite, this second you will get it. See, have you seen mothers tackling kids, The kid wants the mother. The mother distracts the child and gives some toy to the child. Immediately the child starts playing with the toy and forgets the mother, The mother keeps on working. After a while, the child again cries. Then the mother comes and gives it another toy. And it gets involved with that toy, that play. So the mother goes on distracting the child so that she can do her work. But once the child is exhausted with all this, at one point, the child wants only the mother. Any toy which is given to the mother or which is given to it, it is not satisfied. Here she goes on crying. Mother tries to distract with this toy, this play. No. When the child seeks the mother with that kind of bhavana, the mother has no choice. Mother immediately comes and hugs the child and lifts the child up. It is the same thing. When your bhavana is so intent no force on earth can stop that object from you getting that object, from you getting that experience. So work on your bhavana. A guru only sees the bhavana of a sadhak. See, a guru is willing to give everything. That is not so difficult. But how much can a sadhak receive, that depends on his or her bhavana only. So looking at the bhavana, the guru gives only that much. There is no partiality there. Whatever your vessel is, you bring various vessels. Depending upon the size of the vessel, so much liquid will be poured. So much milk or whatever it is that is being poured will be poured. So go on expanding your bhavana, go on building your bhavana. And when I am saying build your bhavana, again remember, it is not something which you are acquiring from outside, it is already there within you. You just have to remove all the blockages. So we saw several dimensions of bhavana like feeling, devotion, faith, thinking, that is the intention, your attitude, and then observing, remembering and meditation, bringing the zest in life, that spark in life, enjoying every little thing which you're doing in life. So start practicing these. The more you practice these things, the more deserving you will become to get that experience of the infinite. You will attract the energy of the Guru. One lady has sent a message to me that, dear Yogishri, please don't forget all of us. See, this is not an emotional thing like that. There is no question of forgetting or remembering and all that. In this case, it is a Guru Shakti, it is not a person. And if you want to attract the blessings of the Guru Shakti, just practice this bhavana. Again, it is not the physical proximity that matters. See, a person may be closely associated with the Guru, with his Guru physically. But if the bhavana is lacking, he will not receive the Guru Shakti. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, just take care of this one aspect, bhavana. When you don't have the right bhavana, the opposite of that is lack of faith, that is doubting. The inability to surrender, the unwillingness to learn, doing things in a mechanical way, not observing. So all these qualities will start manifesting. So you find out, not having the spark or zest in life, anything which you're doing, you're taking it as a drudgery and you're doing in a very morose way. So if those symptoms are manifesting, it means that aspect of bhavana. Find out which aspect of the bhavana is lacking in you. Start focusing on that aspect and start building that. So when we talk of the bhavana, the attitude, the intention, all these aspects, this is true at the conscious level and at the subconscious level and at the deeper, further deep levels also. So the conscious level, put in the effort first. For the subconscious and deeper levels, the Yoga Sankirtan Sadhana will help. I have received a question, someone has asked, So how do I know whether I am doing the Yoga Sankirtan sadhana with bhavana or mechanically? See, first of all, what is your intention at the conscious level? That is the way you can find out. If your intention is, let me do Yoga Sankirtan sadhana so that some miracle will happen in my life without any efforts from my part, then that is a wrong intention. See, a student, supposing he is doing Yoga Sankirtan sadhana, but he is not studying properly. Why? Because some miracle should happen so that I will get good marks in the exam. That is not correct. So find out consciously, at the conscious level, what is your intention. That is easy. So if you are doing your Yoga Sankirtan sadhana, give yourself a time, like let us say 3 months or 6 months. 3 months itself is a good time. In those 3 months, your way of functioning, your way of thinking, everything will start changing. If on one hand you are saying I am doing the Yoga Sankirtan sadhana, but the same lifestyle, same thing you are continuing, then you are doing the sadhana mechanically, in a tamasic way. See, when you do Yoga Sankirtan sadhana with the right bhavana, it will force you to reflect and change wherever a change is required. If you have stored any negative energy, it will force you to remove the negative energy from within. If that doesn't happen, then means you're doing it mechanically. So don't take Yoga Sankirtan as a substitute for your effort in life. Take it as a higher energy which is going to support you in your efforts in life. If you want something in life, you need to put in efforts there. As I told you, if you want a partner in life, you need to remove your emotional blocks. Otherwise, you will not get the right partner. If you want a job, you need to put in the efforts in that direction. Yoga Sankirtan is a method by which the higher grace, the higher Shakti is invoked with the help of the Guru, which will support you and speed up the process. But this is not a substitute for your efforts. So that is the way you can find out whether you're doing your Yoga Sankirtan sadhana mechanically or with bhavana. If you're doing it with bhavana, you will get more energy to apply yourself in your life and put in more efforts. Supposing, let us say, you're not having a job, you're not financially secure. That area requires healing. If you're not having enough finances, how will you fulfill your duties in life? How will you even gain this wisdom beyond a point? For everything, the finance is required. So, if you do your Yoga Sankirtan sadhana with bhavana, now that will give you that energy to apply yourself and heal that aspect of life which requires healing, whether it is financial aspect, whether it is a relationship aspect. You're doing Yoga Sankirtan sadhana on one hand, but you're fighting with your family members all the time. You're not treating them in a kind way. Then that area requires healing. It requires a change. If you're doing the sadhana mechanically, then there will be no change there. You're addicted to alcohol. If you do your Yoga Sankirtan sadhana with the right bhavana, it will not take more than 1 month. The alcohol will give you up. You don't need to give up alcohol. Believe me. If that is not happening, then means you're not doing Yoga Sankirtan with the right bhavana. You're not wanting to change for the better. So, if you claim that I am doing Yoga Sankirtan sadhana on a daily basis, find out, am I becoming more tamasic, or am I getting that energy to put in more effort? So if you're becoming more tamasic, then change that bhavana. Understand this principle. Efforts give you the results. The Shakti, the higher Shakti will speed up things, will support you in that. So both at the conscious level and at the deeper level, this principle is has to be practiced. The building the right bhavana. Then I'll also give you one more dimension of bhavana which will be extremely useful for you. That is, bhavana also means scenting. Perfume, applying perfume on something. Scenting or decorating with flowers and perfumes. Flowers because they give out a nice fragrance. That is also a meaning of bhavana. It's such a beautiful dimension, So when you add perfume, or when you decorate something with flowers and it gives out that natural fragrance, what does it do? It adds value. Something is there, and then when you decorate it with flowers, it adds so much of value there. The beauty, the beauty of it is not only visual beauty, but also through the fragrance. It makes it very pleasing. So bhavana means that it is not enough if you do something in life, but you need to strive to create a value in life, in whatever it is that you're doing in life. See, if you are doing business, let us say, what is the value which you are trying to create in your customer's life? That is what is important. If you are working in a company, what is the value which you are trying to add, which you are trying to create with respect to your work? What is your contribution? Is it adding value to the company? So you need to ask yourself this question in every area of your life. You're having a family. What is the value you're creating in your family? If you're very cheerful, if you're pleasant, if you're strong, internal strength, if you have a lot of internal strength, the value which you are creating in the family is very high. Supposing, let us say, you're highly stressed, you're all the time angry, irritated, then the value which you're creating is negative. So bhavana means scenting, using flowers and perfumes to decorate something. So bhavana is what creates that value in your life. So everything which you do, try to create a positive value, like the fragrance of the flowers. That means you're practicing bhavana. As a person matures and grows old, physically I'm talking of. See, mentally, psychologically, there is nothing called old age. I know some people who are 90 years old, but who are so young at spirit. Physically, there may be this phenomenon called old age itself. But psychologically, there needs to be no old age. But as you physically age, you should become more graceful in life, because there's a question which I've received actually. A man has asked me, he said, I'm nearing retirement age now. I'll be retiring next year. Now I'm feeling psychologically very insecure because till now I was the head of the family. Now that I will retire, my son will become the head of the family and I'll be dependent on him. They're all living together, So that is disturbing me a lot. Now my question to you is, why do you think that finance alone determines whether you're the head of a family or not? It is not that. You are believing that once you stop earning, you cannot add value to your family. No. After retirement, your very presence, if you're, most of the people, what happens is the moment they retire, they become very moody. They start getting irritated about small things. They are highly unadjustable. If you are like that, then you are not adding any value. But I know many people after retirement, they are wanted so much by the youngsters in the family, not for doing anything. That becomes like business. Just their presence is so lovable. Just to have, a grandfather, a grandmother, that family is so blessed, where 3 generations live. The grandparents, then the father and the grandchildren. Father and mother and the grandchildren. It's so wonderful. Now, when do we expect anything from a child? From where does the child's value come from? You just think about it. A baby, what does it do? Nothing. Still, the baby is loved by everyone in the family. Why? Because the value it is creating, the psychological value, is so wonderful. If you have so much of stress, you just go and play with the baby, all your stress goes away, you get healed completely. So as you grow old physically, when you retire and all that, you should do your sadhana. That's why I'm saying sadhana should be done when you're young, or at any point of time you make a start, that is fine. But do your sadhana and create so much of positive energy within you that everybody else in the family will start liking you, will start wanting you. If you're constantly grumbling, complaining, and I know many elderly people who try to fall sick psychologically, I'm saying at the subconscious level, they think that if they fall sick, others will start caring for them. All these misconceptions should be removed. See, I'm giving this message to this person who has sent me this mail, and also to others also. See, you are assuming that your son will not treat you properly just because you are not earning. It is you who is creating this. Have that confidence. Create the value. Your duty as you grow old is in your positive existence, positive living, the energy which you radiate. So throughout your life, see, you will be in some phase of your life. In that phase, what is the value I'm creating? When you're young and when you're earning, what value am I creating there? You have to earn through your honest efforts. That is your duty when you're supposed to earn. That time you can't say, I will just sit and relax. If you're a student, through your activities of study, what are you supposed to do? It is by fulfilling your duties in life with that right bhavana that you can create a value. So always strive for that. See, the yogic approach is based on creating a value only. It is so easy to just pass through these verses and finish the entire Bhagavad Gita itself within a few months. Entire chapter 2, 7 days, 7 sessions, finished it. Then go to chapter 3, quickly finish it. But what value are we creating? Nothing. That is not the yogic approach. The yogic approach is, even if we take one thing, for example, yuktaha or bhavana, whatever it is, even if it is just one verse, going deep into it, which will create a tremendous value, a tremendous impact in your life. So you're all already into the yogic approach, which means you have tasted the creation of value. Now apply it in the other areas of your life. When you spend quality time with your near and dear ones, you're creating a value in your emotional life, in your relationships. If you're putting your heart and soul into the work which you're doing, you're creating a value there. A person who focuses on creating a value will produce quality work. The quality of living will increase. It is not how many years you have lived that matters. How well have you lived? Again, don't waste your time in thinking that, oh, I have not lived properly for so long. From this moment you make a start. So that is another very important dimension of Bhavana. So Bhavana means having that full feeling, the thought, the intention, being very, very alert and observant in life. Because only when you're observant will you be able to transform your life, being very meditative, enjoying every little thing which life gives you. And it is not enough if you're just sitting and enjoying unproductively, but what is it that you give back to the world? Anything which you do, you add value. You create a value. You know, when you meet someone, when you smile from your heart, not from your lips. In some of the self-development courses, the funniest part is they teach you how to smile. They say, take your lips like this, do like this. That is all a very artificial way of doing it. Nobody needs to teach you to smile. From your heart, bring that bhavana. Then automatically, your entire personality will start becoming happy. It's not merely your lips which should smile, your eyes, your heart, everything should smile. So when you smile thus at a person, you are creating a value. The energy which you're sending to the other person is positive. Whether that person receives it or not is the next step. But from your side, what is the value you're creating? If you're constantly complaining, like the person who has sent me the mail, my request to you, sir, is that please don't complain about your son, your daughter-in-law. Instead, you adjust yourself and create that value. See, look at them positively. See the changes. Similarly, the other side also. Youngsters, please don't complain about your parents or grandparents. Create a value there. What is it that they want? Go and, what they want is ultimately love and affection. So if you give them and create a value, that family will be so wonderful. Whenever you get into a complaining mode, the value reduces. The quality of your life reduces. It is such a powerful dimension. So this is what bhavana. I think so many dimensions are more than enough for you to do your sadhana. Sometimes even after giving all these dimensions, if you ask me, sir, have you said everything which you have to say about bhavana? No. That way there are infinite dimensions to all these. So whatever you require now, all those aspects have been given, more than enough for you to do your sadhana. So he says there is no intellect for the one who is not united, ayuktaha, and for the one who is an ayuktaha, there is no bhavana. And then he continues, for the one who has no bhavana, no faith, abhavayataha. Abhavayataha means one who does not have that bhav. What happens? He says, there is no shantihi, there is no peace. And then ashantasya kutha sukham. Kutah means from where? For a person without peace, from how can he or she be happy, he says? How can there be happiness? So in other words, what he's saying is, if you have the right bhavana, that will give you peace of mind. The word used is shantihi. We will see that in more depth next week. But basically, he says bhavana will give you shanti, peace. And peace will give you happiness. Now tell me, what is it that you're looking for in life? You may be doing so many things, you may be acquiring so many things, but ultimately all those things are aimed towards getting these two things only: becoming more peaceful, becoming happy. Isn't it? Now he says these two things you can get if you build the right bhavana. If you are not peaceful today, it means your bhavana is not okay. Find out. Whether you're an elderly person or whether you're in a middle age or whether you're young, whatever phase of life you're in, if you are lacking peace and happiness, it means go backwards. There is something wrong with the bhavana. Today, your point will be, I am not having peace because there is something wrong with the other person outside. That is where you are making an error. You are attributing the lack of internal peace to some factor, to someone outside you. No. If you have the right bhavana, with or without anything, you will be very peaceful and happy. That's why I am again going back to that example of a baby. You put the baby anywhere, the baby is just so happy and, joyful. Even in a very crowded place, when the time comes to sleep, the baby will go off to sleep. So peaceful, How is that? Because it's coming from within. The bhavana is there. The bhavana is not yet corrupt. As the baby grows into a child and then as it keeps growing further, slowly the bhavana starts getting corrupted. And that is when the stress factor starts increasing. The concept of retirement is generally, I will work very hard and then after retirement, I will just be peaceful. But if your bhavana is not okay, even after retirement, you will not be peaceful. You may stop earning, that's all, but the peace will not be there. So the Shanti, the peace is not a prerogative of any particular person at a particular age or anything like that. That's why you may be at any phase of your life, if you practice this, that will increase the quality of your living. That will add value to your life and to others also. Bhavana will give you that Shanti. I'll just very in a gentle way, brief way, I'll explain this today. How Bhavana will give Shanti, peace. And then in the coming weeks, I'll explain to you in more depth. See, Bhavana gives you peace in two ways. When you have the right Bhavana, it will give you success in life. And when you are successful in life, you will become peaceful. This is one way. Whenever your bhavana is right, which means you're putting in the right kinds of efforts and you're taking the right guidance, you're equipping yourself properly, and you're putting in tremendous hard work in your field, that will attract success. And when you achieve success, when you achieve your goals, that will give you peace. Now, supposing, let us say, you don't achieve success. Just for argument's sake, in some field, due to certain factors, in spite of your best efforts, you don't achieve success. Then how will you be peaceful? If you have the right bhavana, you will still be peaceful, because you know that you have given your best. Because your peace of mind is not dependent on the success, it is dependent on the bhavana, the efforts which you have put in. You understand this point, you just think about it. The moment you put in the best efforts with the perfect bhavana, that itself gives you peace. Even though I said bhavana gives you success and then peace comes, that is not true. The moment you have the right bhavana, peace, you experience peace. You may achieve success, you may not achieve. That does not matter to you anymore. That does not mean you look for failure. Actually, if you're more peaceful, if you're peaceful, that increases the chances of becoming successful in life. So, I deliberately put it in that order, saying that bhavana gives success, success gives peace. That's how a normal person thinks. But the real meaning is, bhavana no doubt gives you success, but actually it is not success which gives you peace. Peace comes separately. The moment you have the right bhavana, it makes you peaceful, and when you are peaceful, you increase the chances of success. A person who is calm, who is composed, can act better. He can achieve his goals. More chances are there for him to achieve his goals. Whenever you face any challenge in life, the more calm you are, the better are the chances of you overcoming the challenge. Isn't it? So that is how bhavana gives you shanti. So next week we'll take up this in more depth, because this is actually so sacred. The shanti and happiness which he's talking about, that is your innermost desire. That is what you're wanting in your life. Why are you sitting and listening to this? Why are you coming here? It is only for this. And the more you get into this state, the more successful you will be incidentally in your life. So your desire, your seeking is the most sacred thing as far as the Guru is concerned. See, when a sadhak comes to a master, what the sadhak is seeking is very sacred, because that is an expression of the infinite. That is how a master views it. So if your seeking is not proper, the sanctity of the sadhana reduces. So this is what you are seeking deep within you. So that is why we should not pass it through. We have to use the yogic approach and absorb the deeper messages. We'll see that next week. Before we do the meditation, I will just take up a few questions which have come. Some questions I answered today during the discourse also. Actually, every discourse I am answering, whether I read out the questions or not, I am giving the points and clarifying. Many people have sent mails to me saying that they never express their questions, but their questions keep getting solved. Yes, whether you express verbally or not, the moment you sincerely have a question, the infinite records your innermost thoughts and it will give you the answer. So a very important question I wanted to take up. This person has written, I'm not mentioning the name. Hari Om Guruji, pranams. This is with regards to the issue I face whenever you are giving the healing. Even when you were giving the healing during the 22-day program, I faced this issue on a daily basis. Whenever you are giving healing and you start with Om, I have different negative and unrelated thoughts coming up, which disturb me completely and does not allow me to focus and get the healing. I have been ignoring it as much as possible, but every time this is happening. Kindly help me to overcome this, Guruji. I feel like some force is stopping me from getting the healing. Most of the times, I don't get the feeling that the healing session was fruitful and complete. Now, this question must be there in many others' minds also. I'll give you the principle. See, what you're saying is, when the healing is being given, you're getting negative thoughts, and that prevents you from receiving the healing energy. This is a total misunderstanding of the concept of healing. Whenever the healing energy is received, it starts cleaning you up. I have mentioned this in different ways before, but now I am directly answering this question. Whenever you receive the healing Shakti from a master, what happens is that will start stirring all the negative energy which you have stored, and all the negative thoughts, emotions, negative incidents which have occurred in your life, they will all start coming out one by one. Don't consider them as blocks preventing you from receiving healing. It is a reverse. It is because you are receiving the healing energy so wonderfully that these negative thoughts are coming out. From where are they coming? They are not being created. They are all there stored within you. The moment the energy is being received, because you are so devoted that you are receiving the higher grace, then the cleaning up process is starting. So if you try to ignore it, or if you try to resist it, you will not get the desired result. So what should you do at that time? You should just allow the negative thoughts to come. Understand that healing is happening. That is why you are getting these negative thoughts. I mentioned, see, we are going to have the Yoga Sankirtan empowerment in April. Even when you are going to do that, I'm going to increase the energy a lot this time. A lot of negative energy which you've stored within will all come to surface. So when that happens, Just do deep breathing. Breathe through those negative thoughts, negative feelings. Sometimes even physical pains may come. From where is all that coming? You've stored them within you. And the process of cleaning up is happening. When you're cleaning a room, see, when so much of dirt is under the carpet, you feel the room is very clean. Now you decide to clean up the room. So you start dusting the carpet. A lot of dirt will start coming out. It will look as if the room has become more dirty. Before you started the process of cleaning, it looked more clean. But it was not actually clean. It was all the dirt was under the carpet. Now all the dirt is coming out. That's what you're saying. The negative thoughts are coming. That is not a block. That is a positive sign. So it is very important when the negative energy surfaces, you should just objectively do the deep breathing. Neither encourage it nor should you resist it. Allow that to manifest. Why are you predefining the experience of healing? See, you're thinking healing means it should be very calm, it should be done in this way, the effect should be in this particular way. That is all your imagination. Surrender to the higher. I'll be explaining this principle even during the Yoga Sankirtan empowerment. So the key is in surrendering to the higher when you're receiving healing Shakti. Don't predefine that during this meditation session, during this empowerment session, during this healing session, this should be my experience. I should experience calmness. I should experience this. I should experience that. I should have some divine visions. Some people feel, oh, I'm not getting any divine vision. What is your concept of divine vision? You have some concept and you're trying to impose it on the on the practice of meditation. So kindly avoid that. So you're going on the right track only. The fact that these things are happening means cleaning process is happening. So just do the deep breathing and release all those factors. All those factors will automatically get released. But when you are resisting that, that is when they will not get released. So don't resist these things. No pain, no gain. Remember, you cannot avoid all this and straight away get into the state of calmness. It is not only negative thoughts, negative emotions relating to past incidents, but your very negative bhavana, supposing you have inculcated some wrong bhavana within you, if your bhavana is corrupt, all those things will start changing. Like one person told me that when he started doing Yoga Sankirtan, he started remembering so many experiences where he was very rude to others. And he felt, my God, what all I said to so many people. I hurt them. I hurt their feelings. I hurt their emotions. And automatically, as those thoughts got released, he just sent, he asked forgiveness to all those people, and everything got released. He became very calm. And he said, after that, he started becoming very kind to others. This is how the transformation will take place. But when that is coming to surface, if you resist it, then you're putting a block to the healing. It is your resistance to this cleaning up process which is a block. This negative energy which you're experiencing is not a block. If everything is calm already, then why do you require healing? Think about it. Okay, so this is a very important question which the Sadaq has asked. This will be useful to everyone, especially now that the Yoga Sankirtan empowerment is also nearing. So this question, why I took up this question today is because it will help you build the right attitude when you come for the empowerment program. When you have this right attitude, you will benefit maximum. Okay? So now we'll do meditation. Sit in a relaxed position. Gently close your eyes. Do deep breathing. Relax completely. With every breath, I'm going deeper and deeper into myself. Keep breathing in a very relaxed way. Yatha bhavaha tatha asi. You are what your bhavana is. I awaken the powerful Shakti, the energy of Bhavana from within me. Bhavana is my inherent nature. In everything which I do in life, from this moment onwards, I choose to add more value. Whatever be the phase of my life right now, I choose to add a positive value to myself and to others. Offer your gratitude to God Supreme. Offer your gratitude to your Guru and all the holy masters. Slowly come back. Wriggle your fingers, your toes. Rub your palms together to create a warmth. Cup your eyes with your palms. Gently rub your eyes, cheeks, forehead, top of the head, back of the head and neck. Slowly open your eyes. Welcome back. So today I had used this principle of Nitidhyasana to install this powerful aspect of this wisdom deep within you, that you are what your bhav is, and the bhavana is already there within you. So you should choose to awaken it. When you choose to awaken it, the Master can help you. The Master can cook good food and give you, but you should choose to eat. If that choice is not made by you, then how is the transformation possible? Remember, when you go to a master, it is always a two-way system. The student has to choose, the student has to put in the efforts, and the master will give that infinite wisdom, will help the student to awaken things from within. So, regarding the Yoga Sankirtan empowerment, several people have asked some questions. One person has asked that she wants her dear friend also to attend this, but her friend does not know anything about this. So she has asked as to how should I tell her, what should I tell her? Again, it is your bhavana only. You feel that your friend's life should get transformed. I can feel that energy from your question. When you have that pure bhavana, then why do you need to bother about the methodology? Directly just send her the links and all that and say, this is life transforming program. And why don't you attend? See, ultimately, if your bhavana is pure, that will reach the other person. Clarify, do all that, but remember, also give the choice to the other person. That other person has to choose. But from your side, ensure your bhavana is good. So there is no necessity for me to give you any special method by which you have to introduce this to her. It's the purity of bhavana that matters. There is one more question regarding the preparatory meditations. So a person has asked me, he has registered himself for the course just a couple of days back. So he has asked that I have missed the preparatory meditations because it was available, I think, a couple of weeks back itself. So what should I do now to compensate for that? See, whatever you missed, that is okay. So now you don't think about it. From this moment onwards, start doing that 3 times a day. Don't fritter your energies in thinking about what you have missed. You have chosen something today, so get the maximum benefit. See, this benefit is not in comparison with others. You have done something today, how best can I get benefited? That's all. Okay, so there are no special things which for me to give you so that that can be compensated and all that. The earlier you register, the earlier the healing process will start. So whenever you commit, you get connected with this event from at that point only, when you commit. So when you commit by registering, that from that second you will start receiving the healing Shakti, and you practice the whatever the preparatory meditation which has been given to you and all that. That will all help you. More than that, you don't need to analyze, no? Because what can you do? The past cannot be changed. So the more you think about that, you're actually getting into a negative train of thoughts. So cut that off and look at it positively. And learn from that experience. If you're genuinely feeling that, yes, I have missed the preparatory meditation for 2 weeks, next time, not only next time for this empowerment course and life itself, don't postpone good things. Like some people, when they read something, when they hear me talking about Ichha Shakti and all that, they cover up their weakness for postponing by saying that I will first develop Ichha Shakti, then I will do the good thing and all that. Good things, whatever positive things they want to do in life, including coming for a course like this. So they don't use this wisdom to justify your weaknesses. Ichha Shakti for a positive thing, when you know something is positive, should be instantaneous. That is the surrender. When you have surrendered to the master, it will have a moment he says do this, means you will do it. Even the various practices, no, you will try. See, I am not saying the moment the master says now you should have perfect bhavana, now you will get perfect bhavana that second itself. It's a process, but the effort will start right from that instant if you are truly connected and devoted. So it is all up to you only. Okay, so we'll continue next week. Keep doing your sadhana on a daily basis. Hari Om. Thank you very much.